Like that, I'm back. Got an action-packed show for you today. Yo, I got special guest today. You know we got Nasty. I gotta bring him in right. And we got another special guest coming from the East Coast. My boy Brandon. He gonna be in here. You know, he repping Packer Nation. So we gonna get ready to get the show started. But you know, I'm gonna save Brandon for last because he's new face. We're gonna bring in Nasty first, as soon as this music start playing. Oh, nah, Nasty, what's going on, man?
What's down, baby?
Man, nothing, man. I think I found the theme music, bro. I think I found it. I'm not sure.
You think you found it? Well,
I can't
play something
man, look, we don't need it, bro. But man, how you feeling today, man?
Hey, bro. You know, it's always a good day when you can spend time with family, bro. So I'm feeling lovely, man. You know, just out here kicking it with the brother I can't call them nieces and nephews. These some fucking monsters. These terrible.
Yeah, man. But you know, man, you be getting out of control. So I had to bring somebody in, you know, kind of control you, man. You know, you be saying some wild, outrageous takes sometimes, man. So I ain't want this to be a Titans versus Saints thing. I hate this team equally, man. So we're gonna bring in my boy Brandon, man, with this green and gold. What's going on, man? Welcome, my boy B to the show, man.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. Just chilling.
Yeah, man. So what we doing today is the NFL 100 list, and me and Nasty was talking about it last week, and it got heated. So I think we needed another show on it because this list was bullshit, like we said it was last week. And I know you wanted to get in on it because you had some technical difficulties. So I get the people what they want here. So man, we're gonna get it started. You know, the rankings. We're gonna start between from the 100 to the 80. You know, the 80 rankings. You know, we're gonna break it down like that in 20s almost. So, man, Brandon, since you wasn't on there last week, can you tell me how you felt about this list before we get started?
There was a lot wrong with it. One of the biggest things to me, I saw DK Metcalf. Was he in the top 70 or 75 to 100 range, or was he in the 80 to 100?
Yeah,
I know he was some.
We'll find out for you right now.
I know he was somewhere in that range.
DK Metcalf, man, yeah. He will though. What's your phone? Okay, I don't even see him on here. I'm in the 80 range. Oh yeah, he's 81. You're gonna get to him. 81.
Yeah, so that's one of my biggest things as a rookie coming in. He really didn't even start to pop off to the end of the season. I thought it was kind of disrespectful. They had him over Allen Robinson.
They did a lot on this, but this thing is blurry. But we're gonna go with number 100, Devontae David. Then 99 was Darren Waller, Brandon Brooks. 97 was Buda Baker. 96 was Chris Carson from the running back from Seattle. This one was a shocker for me. Frank Clark at 95. Let's talk about What you think about Frank Clark, who at 95?
I mean, he's a champion now. He obviously made a big impact on that team, helped them get to where they needed to go.
So what about you, Nasty? What you think about Frank Clark at 95?
I'm not 100% against that. I like that spot for him. He didn't have a complete impact for the entire season, which is why he's at 95. I mean, granted, I'd have put him ahead of Allen Robinson and even Kyler Murray. So I mean, anywhere 88 to 95, I'm cool with Frank Clark.
I think he need to be a little higher than than Allen Robinson, because no receiver in the Chicago Bears system did. I know Allen Robinson was the man, but as long as you got Trubisky as the quarterback, and our Packers fan know all about these Bears, I can't have Frank Clark below Allen Robinson just off that. And then the
I
next after
think
that
Allen.
is Jason Kelsey at 94. Nigga say
I,
Allen Robinson at 93.
Okay, but
Darius
look,
Slate at 92. What y'all think
to
about Darius
piggyback on
Slate?
that, though,
I think Darius Slayton, he has a lot of potential. I think he's a very good receiver. But like I was saying with DK
Corner.
Metcalf as well, I don't think either of them are better than Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson putting up 1,000 yards with a bum like Trubisky at quarterback. I mean, that's real impressive to me. And then
Well,
before that,
Slate
he
is a
had
cornerback.
Bortles.
Cornerback for the Lions. Darius Slate.
Oh, Darius Slay. I thought you said Slayton.
Nah. Darius Slate. Well, he's with the Eagles now, but he was with the
Yeah,
Lions.
yeah.
So Darius Slate belong in the 90s.
He had
honestly,
a
I
up.
didn't have him on the list.
You didn't have Slate on the list? Let's ask
No,
our
sir.
Packers
He
fan.
got
He's
roasted
seen
too much
Slate.
this season, man. He was not.
I think Slay is a top 10 corner, but he had an up and down season as well. He wasn't very consistent last year, so I think right in that range is appropriate for him.
So we're in agreement that
So,
Slade
and
belongs in that range.
that's the perfect example.
And then
Slay was a top 10
91 was,
corner, but his season
I'm sorry.
wasn't better than the Justice Simmons or Kevin Byard. So I didn't have Slay in the top 100 at all.
And you had Slade at the top 100. He wasn't on your list. We know who you mad at that didn't make the
No,
list.
sir.
Can we see it? Can we see it?
Bro.
Byard.
I think KB
Come
is
on,
second best safety in the
about your
league.
Byard. I think he froze on us. I think he's so mad that it froze on him. But we'll get it back. He froze on us because he talking about the safety from Tennessee. His squad didn't make the list at all, and he was the top safety in the league.
Yeah, I think he was definitely top two, him and Jamal Adams.
And when he get his devices together, we're getting back. And 91 was Grady Jarrett from the Falcons, and number 90 was Kyler Murray. Do you think Kyler Murray needed to be bumped up or stay at 90?
I don't really think he needed to be on the list.
Ooh. The offensive rookie
He
of the year?
he had a solid season, but when you look at it, like there's a lot of people that got snubbed, and obviously a couple of people that were on the list that shouldn't have been on there in the first place. But I mean, look at Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark should have definitely been on that list, and I feel like you could have bumped Kyler off. Same with DK.
So no love for the rookies from my boy Brandon. No love from the rookies. Yeah,
No,
see.
I mean there's some really good rookies, but I mean I can't unless you have that dominant season like a Josh Jacobs. He had a dominant season at the running back position. I believe he should be in the top 100. But was Kyler Murray a top 5 quarterback last year?
Nah, that's kind of hard though.
What exactly? But I'm saying like, yeah, I take him over Kirk Cousins, but does Kirk Cousins belong on the list?
No,
No.
I'll take him over Ryan Tannehill, who we gonna get to soon, on the list. Like that sent me through the moon how high Ryan Tannehill is. But I get you. But I will take one of those two off the list before I take Kyler Murray off the list. If you tell me out of them three who I would take, I'll keep Kyler Murray. So I think this is about his range between 85 and 90. That'll be his highest ceiling right now until he got D-Hop this year, so he should jump up the list because
he should probably be in the 50s next year with Hopkins on that team.
And then some of these older quarterbacks, might start showing their age, and they might get bumped down the list, and then he might get up the list. So sky's the limit for Kyler. And then there's we had number 89. We had 89 Cooper Kupp. You think that's fair for Cooper to be at 89?
He's very good when healthy, but I believe he was hurt for a big chunk of the season, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was. That hurt me fantasy wise, Cooper Kupp, because when I look at like the injuries, it's hard to be like, yeah, he should be in the top 100 for the season, and he was hurt. You know what I mean? All right, I get you on that one. It's a tough role with this because injuries played a factor in a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at the talent, and then certain times they didn't look at injury, and they still just looked at talent and put it up there. Like a Drew Brees, he was injured for like 5-6 games, and they put him in the top 20. So this list was all confusing. So this is a very confusing list because I'm just trying to break through it because I looked through it. That's why I had to break it like I did because each tier of this, each 20, there's somebody in there that doesn't belong or, it's underrated, overrated. It's just all over the place. I just think the players I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And
it's tough.
And then they come with a couple of heavy hitters at the Cooper Kupp. 88 is Jalen Smith for the Dallas Cowboys. Think that's right for Jalen to be at 88?
I could honestly see him somewhere in the 70s. I wouldn't be mad. I mean, he earned every penny on that contract. He plays the pass. He puts pressure on the quarterback. He plays the run. He does everything.
So he needs to be higher. I hate the Cowboys with all my heart, but this linebacker they gave my Saints to fit last year, and he was all over the field. So I think he's the better of the linebackers to me. Like he's the more versatile one, and I think he needs to be at least in the 70s instead of like below people, that he's better than. And like 87 is Josh Allen. I think Allen should be a little higher because he balled out. He should definitely be higher than Cousins. I know for sure he should be higher than Cousins, Josh Allen.
There's a lot of people that should be higher than Kirk Cousins, to be honest with you. But
definitely higher than Ryan Tannehill.
I remember Josh Allen coming out of the draft and just watching his combine, watching his tape, and being like, dang, he reminds me a little bit of Aaron Rodgers when he first came in the league, just the strong arm. But obviously he lacks that accuracy right now. But I think the sky's the limit for Josh Allen.
What you think about Josh Allen? Nasty since you back. Your technical difficulties done, man.
Yeah, that's what happened when you're in the woods, man. You don't get that New Orleans signal, bro. But Josh Allen, only reason Kirk Cousins is higher than Josh Allen is because he beat the Saints in the playoffs. They gave him that extra boost.
Still on this.
If he wouldn't have won that game, Kirk Cousins would have probably been the 100th player that gave him that just for making the playoffs. But Josh Allen's position, based on the season he had, I'm not against that because his defense carried him. He didn't meet the expectations that people put upon him. But I think this year is going to be the year Josh Allen breaks the top 50. He finally got good weapons on the outside, but last year that's a good ranking for him.
Man, I don't because I'm like you got people like Tannehill ahead of him. I have to bump him up just because of that.
Bro, you had to say that. You
Just
had to
because of
say
that.
Tannehill, huh? You just couldn't help yourself.
Just because of that, man. He don't belong on the list. Can we trade a Titan for a Titan? We could put Bio and we switch it out for Tannehill because Tannehill didn't throw the damn ball. It was all Derrick Henry. I'm gonna get on that later.
Hey, bro, this is the first and last time you ever gonna hear this. I agree with you on something. I agree with that trade. I don't ever agree with you out loud in public. I agree with you on that one.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Because that was some bullshit. We don't get to it, though. We get there. Then after Josh Allen is Marlon Humphrey, Zach Ertz. Then they got Cameron Hayward after that. Then Eric Kendricks. Finally, a Saint player, Ryan Ramczyk at 82. DK Metcalf at 81. And Myles Garrett at 80. Anybody out of those names stand out should be higher or should be lower.
Humphreys.
Well, I know B said DK Metcalf shouldn't be that high, so
I think Marlon Humphrey should be much higher.
We agree on that. But the reason why Humphreys didn't get the credit he deserved was the other DBs he was with. Because when Marcus Peter came over, he was making turnovers, but Humphreys was silently locking down the team best player. So Humphrey definitely should have been higher.
Yep. Myles Garrett.
What about Zach Ertz? Think he good at 85 or he need to be higher?
Honestly, Zach Ertz should be below Darren Waller. Darren Waller had a better season last year.
Oh, so you saying he should be 99?
I'm not saying he should be 99. I'm saying Waller should be ahead of him on his list. So Waller should have been 90 and he should have been like 92.
And what about Eric Kendricks from the Vikings? What y'all think about him?
Very good linebacker. He does everything.
Solid.
I'm surprised he was that low. I'm really surprised he was that low, and I don't understand what the players were thinking about. He gave my Saints the blues. Like, he was everywhere, and I know y'all see him, Brandon, twice a year. There's a lot of these NFC North people in this 100 to 80 ranking. There's a lot of them. Like,
yeah, I remember him coming out the draft, and I'm like, yeah, that's who I want on our team. But we avoided linebacker for so long, missed out on him.
Oh man, what you think? What you think about him, Nasty?
I mean, I understand why he's there. He's solid, but he's not spectacular. Like, he makes all the plays. He's always where he's supposed to be. He's a good linebacker. So if you're not looking, you're missing. But he's always there. So I understand why he's there, but he should have been higher because his production is always where it's supposed to be. He leads that defense along with Harrison Smith. So I'd actually had him in the 60s range versus down here in the 80s.
And I'm about to force your hand on this one. What you think about Ryan Ramczyk for the Saints?
No comment.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. That's our best lineman. That's our best lineman. People say Owen said, but you don't get touched on that right side. It's the left side that's the leak. So
Ramczyk's
like,
the best right
he should be
tackle
definitely
in the league.
higher.
He's the best right tackle in the league.
He's too low.
Yeah, he's too low.
Oh, come on, Nasty. Don't be a hater, bro.
I'm a hater. I'm not. No comment.
I'm taking that he. I'm just telling you, I'm taking that as he should be higher. What the hell? That's the dog.
Look,
I'm sorry.
Okay, what you take it as? I'm hating.
You didn't scare my dog, bro. You scared my dog with them lies, man. But okay, what you think about Myles Garrett at 80? before we get into the next tier people. Mr. Helmet Bash
Hey,
himself.
bro,
Mr. Wow.
that helmet is the only reason he's that low. And that's the only reason I'm not gonna argue for him being high. Because if it wasn't for him slapping the motherfucker with that helmet, Miles Garrett would have been in the top 20 conversation. Because he was having a season unlike any other and fucked it up in a moment where the game didn't even matter. The game was already over. He fucked it up. So, man, he good where he at.
Just for that, I gotta put him in my top 15. Just for you have the balls to crack somebody in the head with a helmet. I'm just saying. You give me in my top 15 just because you cracked him in the head with the helmet, man. Because I'm watching, I'm like, I'm looking at it and I say no business playing the helmet and crack the dude in the head. Man, look, that's kind of crazy you need on your team. That's Lawrence Taylor crazy. That's you gotta admit, that's Lawrence Taylor type crazy.
That bliss the league.
Shit. Nobody gonna remember Mason Rudolph anyway. That's what he's famous for, getting cracked in the head. He's never gonna make this list, Mason Rudolph. So welcome to the NFL, man. So, I'm just saying, Myles Garrett definitely need to be at least in the top 30, man. Come on.
Hey,
one
bro,
play.
That hurt his stock, man. So
Ryan Tannehill is a better player than Myles Garrett.
Bro.
On this again.
Stop that, bro. Stop that, man. We'll get to that bridge when we cross it.
Hey, this is why I say this list is absurd, because you got Myles Garrett, who's I know he's at least a top 5 edge rusher coming off that defensive end, at least.
Easily.
80? Like he's 80.
Definitely.
I mean, but you gotta remember, that one play ruined his whole image for the great season he was having. So that's the only.
Who cares? It's football.
Okay, this is football, not celebrity death match.
But I think I think that's where it comes into play when we're like, we don't really know what the standard is. Like, are we knocking people down the list because they were hurt or because they were suspended, or are you just going off of their talent level? Or are you going off their potential? Like, there's no real clear guidance. It's just like a bunch of people voted and like, this is the average, or
They gotta get some criteria out.
And to your point, it was definitely clear with some of the people's rankings that a lot of dudes voted just off a name versus what they actually did last season. But with Myles Garrett, when he got suspended, also hurt him, because you got suspended right down the stretch where you were gonna play in games that actually mattered for once in your career, and you wasn't there when your team needed you to be, all because you had a one moment where you forgot where you were and won't be the dude with a helmet. So, you know what I'm saying? I understand Garrett at 80. I'm not with it, but I'm also not against it. I understand why he's there.
Okay, we gonna move on to the 79 to 60 range. So you're getting up there now. So let me read some of the names starting at 79. 79 is Calais Campbell. Then there's Tyron Smith at 78. 77 is Keenan Allen. 76 is another Saint, Marshawn Lattimore. 75 is Cheating Earl Thomas. 74 is Ryan Kelly. 73, Fletcher Cox. 72, Josh Jacobs. 71, Jarrell Casey. 70, Fred Warner. 69, Larry Fitzgerald. And 68, Ryan fucking Tannehill. So we're gonna stop there. I had to stop there.
Hold on. So
Ryan, I'm just saying, Ryan fucking Tannehill is 68.
The first thing I gotta say here is, how is Fitzgerald ahead of Keenan Allen?
Reputation.
Okay.
I gotta say it's just
wait. I'm glad you brought that
and
up.
Keenan Allen always hurt.
Hold on. Was Keenan Allen the best receiver on the team last season?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ouch.
No,
Ouch.
no.
Mike Williams.
Williams. Mike Williams was the best receiver on the team last
That was
season.
a touchdown
Keenan
maker
Allen
there.
should be on this list.
Hey,
Keenan Allen shouldn't even be up here.
you can score touchdowns, but hey, how many times has Julio had 3 touchdown seasons? You're not gonna tell me Muhammad Sanu was better than him because he scored more touchdowns.
But in those
I
seasons,
thought
Julio also had 14, 15, 1,800 yards. Keenan Allen didn't do none of that shit. He was barely a third down possession receiver for him, which is his role. And Mike Williams had more impact last season.
No.
Here we
Keenan
go.
Allen,
Finally, disagreement.
No.
No, like, all right. First of all, I off the back am not a Keenan Allen fan because he talks a big game and his game don't back it up. But at the end of the day, last season, Mike Williams was the best receiver on that team. When we played the Chargers, we didn't double Keenan Allen because we didn't have to. We doubled Mike Williams. That was the best player on the team. Keenan Allen don't even deserve to be in the top 100 this season. And I don't care who don't like him. He don't even deserve to be up
there. That's an awful take. Awful take.
All right, Brandon, your turn to support Keenan Allen.
Because I'm saying you got somebody that's putting up 1,100, 1,300 yards year in, year out. Obviously, he had those years with the injury, but I think it's been about 3 years since he missed a game. He's past that now. Go look.
I'm just saying this is about. I'm just saying this is about where I would put Keenan Allen because of the injury history, and he didn't produce like he normally do. So this is why I normally would put him around that range, but I wouldn't put Fitzgerald over him at this point in Fitzgerald's career because Fitzgerald is nothing but a tight end right now. He's a tight end. He can't even move, man. Like overall, Fitzgerald is a better wide receiver, better career. Keenan Allen hope to get the numbers Fitzgerald has, but right now, man, Fitzgerald on his last leg, man. So Keenan Allen, to me, is a better receiver than Fitzgerald right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like all time, like I got Fitzgerald in my top 3 receivers all time, but yeah, right now. I mean, I wouldn't argue with you if you put Keenan Allen in your top 5 receivers right now.
Ooh, top 5.
That's how good he is.
What?
Top 2 route runner, top 2 release in the league.
All right.
Bro.
Wait. Top 5, though. You said top 5.
Wow. Top 5.
I'm saying I would not argue. I'm saying I would. What?
I said let's name them. Let's name the top 5. You got D-Hop, Michael Thomas.
You got Hopkins, Mike Thomas, Devontae Adams,
Julio Jones.
You got Julio, Tyreek Hill. But I mean,
you don't mention Allen with none of those two.
What I'm saying, yeah, that's 5 right there. But is Tyreek Hill better than Keenan Allen? He's faster. Yeah. He's gonna get that deep ball. Yeah. But is he a better route runner? No. Does he have a better release? No. He's just faster.
So just because Keenan Allen gets a good release for the 5-yard routes he runs, he's in the top 5 conversation?
Absolutely. I think he's better than
Mike Evans. I have Mike Evans.
I think he's better than Mike Evans.
I have Mike Evans, the 2 receivers in Tampa over Keenan Allen right now.
I'm about to say I got 2 receivers in Tampa, and I had 2 in Minnesota last year that was better than Allen. Because Diggs and Thielen.
I don't know about Stephon Diggs.
I know why you don't know about Stephon Diggs. You gotta get the hate out your
heart. Diggs is just inconsistent. He'll have one game where he'll pop off for 150 yards, and next week he'll have 60.
Who is his quarterback?
Hey man.
Well, speaking of quarterback,
but what we're not gonna do is act like Phillip Rivers is some god. Back in the day, he'll put up them numbers, but that's because he's throwing it 50 times a game and he's throwing 20 interceptions every year.
Oh, easily.
So I don't know, man.
I'm saying y'all both. I saw another name on here that y'all both like, because Nasty, I know you was on the Josh Jacobs train, and you were just Brandon, you was talking about how Josh Jacobs is. So you think he's too high, too low, or just right?
Just right.
As much as I don't want to agree, the only reason I will say that I won't put him higher is because he didn't finish the season. Other than that, Josh Jacobs was a top 5 running back in my league in my eyes last season. But he didn't finish the
All right,
last 2
I
games,
think that.
so I'm cool with him being 72.
So what about Fletcher Cox?
Easily top 3 defensive tackle in the league. It depends where you look
73.
from. I think he should be higher than Buckner. Buckner's in the 50s.
Okay, before we
Well,
move on, I am not getting past number 68. 68 should not be on this list.
bro,
I'm
bro,
pounding the table like Skip Bayless, bro. Like
bro.
68 should not be on this list. I am not even calling him by his name. 68 should be off the fucking list because that's Derrick Henry. We watched what made y'all go was Derrick Henry. Y'all lost to the Saints because what? Derrick Henry wasn't there. Y'all beat the Patriots because Derrick Henry put the team on his back. Y'all beat the Ravens because Derrick Henry put the team on his back. Y'all lost to the Chiefs because y'all stopped putting Derrick Henry on y'all back. And you put it into 68 hands. Debate me if I'm wrong. I just want to know how the hell Ryan Tannehill.
Listen,
How the
man.
hell Ryan Tannehill makes it to 68? If you want to put him on there, you put him on at 100, maybe 100,
No. Let's
maybe
let's
200,
let's be
250.
clear. I don't care if you don't like this. Ryan Tannehill do not belong on this list. At the end of the day, they gave him credit for what Derrick Henry did. He got paid because of what Derrick Henry did. You're not going to tell me that Ryan Tannehill had more of an impact than Justin Simmons did, than Kevin Byard did. There's a few other guys in the 100s that belong on this list way more than Ryan Tannehill. 68 on top of that? Man, that's so disrespectful in my eyes, brother. I really did. I hate agreeing with your ass. But come on, man. He don't belong up there, bro. Like, stop it, man. He don't fucking belong on the list, man. Now you got me
I'm just
mad
saying,
talking about my goddamn team.
he might not even be the 32nd best quarterback. I'm just saying.
Well, hold up. Long as Mr.
Mm.
Trubisky is in the league, he's always going to be at least 30. But,
And whoever the
but
Miami quarterback is, huh?
yeah, as long as Mr.
Mm.
Trubisky is still in the league, he can't be 32. And I don't know who the hell go play quarterback with Dolphins. He might be better than them too. But he got a shot to be at least 30 every year.
Hey, if Tua lives up to his potential, he could definitely be better than Tannehill.
Easily.
Brandon, you got any thoughts on 68? Because this need his own. This here, like
Look,
that. I almost flipped the computer when I saw that 68.
so I agree he doesn't belong on the list, but I guess the only reason I can think of them justifying him on the list is because of how well they did once he went into the lineup. And I don't know if they're giving him credit for everything opening up for Henry. I don't know if that's how this went. But I know they were hot garbage with Mariota in the lineup.
Because they were throwing the ball with
That's not
Mariota.
true. That is not true. We threw Mariota under the bus. The first 4 games, tell them why this is true. We didn't even try to run the ball. We didn't even try to run the fucking ball. Derrick Henry had 20 carries one time in the first 5 games. We threw fucking Mariota under the bus. Tannehill ain't did shit. We just started running the ball, man. He don't deserve no fucking fuck Tannehill, man. Y'all got me. Who wants the next
Man,
man?
how that? Yes, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
Give him credit. He did shit. Fuck it.
I'm just saying
That's
that's
what
the
I was
only
looking
reason. That's the only reason I can see the players trying to justify it. Is just all right. He came in the lineup. Okay, maybe that's why things opened up for Henry, and that's why the record got so much better. But do I agree he's a
77
top
games.
100
If you
player?
run the ball,
Do I agree he's a top 100 player? Absolutely not.
hell no.
And I
I
feel
gotta
like
move on from
Henry,
that.
I feel like Henry opened
But
things up more for him than anything.
And man, if that ain't the exact say, bro, any quarterback in the league, and I told everybody this last season, any quarterback in the league can throw when I know I got man coverage because we got 8 in the fucking box. And we could have put anybody, we could have took Trubisky's sad ass and put him in that situation, and he could have did what Ryan Tannehill did, man. That motherfucker's gone, man.
I disagree.
What, man coverage?
I don't think you could take Mitch.
Hey,
You could
hey,
take Mitch to do
hey,
that.
T Biscuit isn't a top 1,000 player.
No, that part is
That dude hot
T
garbage,
Biscuit is
steaming
trash.
like summer garbage.
Yeah,
And the Bears passed up on Pat Mahomes for him. Same old Bears.
And they traded up
Mitchell
for him. And they
one
traded
spot.
up for him.
So at number 67, another Saint in Demario Davis. Then there's 66 Larry Tunsil, 65 Tyler Lockett, 64 Harrison Smith, 63 here go another Packer for you, Preston Smith. 62 another Packer for you, David. I don't know what I'm saying. You can tell me David. Yeah, y'all. Well, y'all whatever y'all said. 61 George Landry and number 60 Logan Ryan. So thoughts on that? On some of the players there. I know you can see a couple Packers come off the board so close to Tannehill. How do you feel about that?
I feel like Preston Smith is rated in the perfect spot. He had a very good season. However, I mean, this is first season with that type of production. So when I'm looking at this list, I'm kind of looking at the body of work as well as how well they did this year. So yeah, he had over 12 sacks on the season, and him and Z came in and they were wrecking the league for us. It felt like they were way higher than 15th in sacks, but I think he's in a good spot right there in the low 60s.
All right, what you think about Logan Ryan at 60, man?
Okay, well, believe it or not, I'm not. I even though he had a great season, I'm not mad with Logan Ryan at 60. My biggest beef with this positions is I'm gonna leave the one that you like for last. But I think Tyler Lockett should switch places with Odell Beckham because he had a better season. And I
Yes,
also
indeed.
think Harrison Smith should have been. I think Harrison Smith should have been higher as well because he was a top 3 safety last year, and there's no way in hell Jamal Adams should be higher than him. But I definitely had Harrison Smith as a top 50 player last year.
And you know what my beef is? Demario Davis so close to Ryan Tannehill. That pissed me off. That pissed me off because not because I'm a Saints fan, bro, but this dude hit everything. Like you watch the Saints game, you gonna see 56 and 94. That's all you're gonna see. That was our whole defense. 56 and 94. 94 Cam Jordan, 56 Demario Davis. He just flew around. All you saw was dreads flying around the field. This dude didn't get no respect. Because the Saints for years, our defense was trash. And then we started getting a solid defense when they picked up Demario Davis to go along with Cam Jordan. Demario Davis should at least be in the 40s because he, to me, was like either he a top 3 linebacker in the league to me right now. I'm just saying he is a playmaker. That dude a playmaker. Not because he's a Saints player, but I just like that dude. He was a dog with the Jets. So
with that being said, I wanna ask a question. I wanna backtrack real quick. So Levante David came in at number 100, right?
I was pissed off about that too.
I feel like he's much better than 100.
Oh, way better.
Yeah.
This list doesn't make any sense. Maybe I can say because Levante David was hurt. That's why they pushed him down to 100.
Well, and they didn't win no games. But
yeah, shit. Well, that's because James Winston didn't see.
Yeah. But the Mario point, this is gonna be the last Saints thing I agree with. I would have actually switched him with Darius Leonard this season because he had a better season than Leonard.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't give Saints fans no credit. I don't give Saints players no credit.
Oh, he don't give us none. So
I'd actually switch him too.
this is breaking ground right here. And I think Jarvis Landry should be lower than me. He didn't have a breakout. He should be lower than Tyler Lockett. They got Jarvis Landry at 61.
So let me ask you this then: do you think Landry should be higher than Beckham?
Yes, based on last year, yes.
Okay. As long as we're on the same page, because both of them should be
But
lower than Lockett.
Tyler Lockett should be over them.
I think Lockett is severely underrated. Severely.
Easily.
If
Lockett definitely, he's another top 50.
Beckham don't even, he barely on this list. If you're going off of last year, Beckham is severely overrated. Like, to me, he's a glorified number 2 receiver. If you're talking about Odell Beckham, he's a glorified number 2 receiver to me. Because to me, like I told y'all last week, his whole career was that catch on Dallas. Everybody started overrating him like nothing. And he's not mentally tough. So it's a lot with him. He has the skills to be a number 1, but his mental is not there. And I don't think he want to be a number 1, man. I think he's just happy being what he is.
Well, we already talked about this, so I'm not even going to tell you what it's going to take for him to be free on the field. He just needs to go ahead and come out. It's 2020. Niggas don't care no more, man. You just come out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then, you can stop. You know what I'm saying? Because he fighting 2 fights on the field, because he holding back what he truly is. And then he got to concentrate on what's going on in the game. That's why he drop all the easy shit, but he makes difficult plays because, they're usually flamboyant. But you ain't
so you basically saying he Ted Ginn. So you basically saying he Ted Ginn. I'm just saying that sounded like Ted Ginn. Like he'll drop the easy catches, but Ted Ginn will catch one off the top of his head or something like that. So you basically call him Ted Ginn.
See, no, because Ted Ginn was just always a track star playing football. Odell Beckham is a football player fighting demons inside himself, which is why his game is not translating the way it should be.
Man, you about to get my shoe taken off. You know how Glad is. You know how them alphabet people are.
I ain't gonna I'll move on.
I think Odell's slump is just not having good quarterback play his whole career. I think you give him a good quarterback, you give him a really good quarterback, he has the talent to be the best receiver in the league.
I'm just saying, Baker Mayfield was balling before he got there. I'm like, maybe
I can't blame that on Odell. Baker, he's been overrated his whole career. Coming out of Oklahoma, he should have never been the number 1 pick.
Facts on that, but it was a weak quarterback draft, though.
I mean, but even with that, it's really all on Odell. Because at the end of the day, like when you watch him play, he'll make a spectacular catches for you, no problem. It's 3rd and 10, you hit him on a hook route, and they hit him in his hands, and he'll drop it. That's not on the quarterback. That's on him. He did that when he had Eli before Eli hit his last leg. He made that spectacular catch, but he was dropping routine catches. You know what I'm saying? It's not always the quarterback. Like 90% of Odell's problem is Odell. The running game was there, so you wasn't getting double covered as much. Jarvis Landry was there, so you had somebody else to take. He just didn't.
This goes what we're talking about because Odell Beckham is number 59. So he is actually number 59. Odell. So we're right on topic.
I mean, he still had his 1,000 yards. He still had his 1,000 yards. He still had, I think it was 6 touchdowns last year, and he was playing hurt. I don't know. I think
he always playing hurt though.
I mean, I seen Devontae Adams back in 2015 play through sprained ankle the whole season, and everybody wanted him cut after the season. And I mean, now he's top 5 receiver. So I mean, injuries play a big part in like being able to concentrate on catching that ball because what you saying, he got his own demons in his head, and then he got to think about an injury. Like, do I, dang, if I make this catch, is somebody gonna hit me in my ankle, or they gonna hit me
Man, you
here or
called
there?
the manhood up.
I'm like,
That's why we call you nasty, bro. 'Cause, hey, bro, you called that man manhood out in the question. If Odell won't fight you now, like he did Josh Norman, that's not on me. It's not on me.
I'm not Josh Norman. I ain't worried at all. But you
I'm a
know what?
big Odell fan, so
I'm so
But
glad my brother not
here
here
go
right
to
now. He's not even gonna have with him.
oh Lord. Now 59 to 40 is the most ridiculous, I think, section they have here. They got plenty of overrated people and plenty of underrated people in this section. Let me read some of the names on this list. Of course, Odell Beckham is 59. Kirk Cousins is 58. 57 is Devontae Adams. I know Brandon about to blow a gasket. DeForest Buckner is 56. Zach Martin is 55. Stephon Diggs is 54. Marcus Peters is 53. Jones is 52. Todd Gurley is 51. Darius Leonard is 50. So before we go any further, just hearing this from 50 to 59, I'm gonna go with Brandon because talk about Devontae Adams.
I'm gonna give him the flow.
I think you guys said it all last week. I mean, the best route runner in the league. He got the best release in the league. You could ask Stephon Gilmore about that. Um, the only reason I could think of him being in the 50s is the injury. And maybe they're holding it against him that he keeps landing on 997 for his yards. But I don't know. I don't know what he has to do. I don't know if he has to have 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns to get that respect, but he's elite to me. But my
I'm
biggest
sorry, you're
problem.
being too nice. I'm gonna help y'all back. You being nice. You're being nice about this. Hell no. Stephon Diggs shouldn't be above him. Hell no. Stephon Diggs is above him. They have. I'm like, he is a top 5 receiver. He should at least be in the 20s. You got this man 57. He should be in the 20s, at least 15. Like,
Hey,
and I can't stand you Packers fans because y'all bring up the title town and all that stuff. And me and the Saints fan, we got that one long trophy. Titans fan have no trophy. But but when I gotta give respect, and I don't get this often, to Devontae Adams, man. Dude is the best route runner in the game. And to say that he's 57, 57?
I mean,
They
I
did a drug
agree.
test this whole league. They got Devontae Adams 57. They ain't doing weed. They on that horse. They on that heroin. They on something. I don't know what they on.
Speaking of drug tests, I
Devontae
don't know.
Adams is 57.
Speaking of drug tests, I don't know if
Well,
y'all saw, but they sent the drug test to Peanut Tuner today. Man ain't
he
been in
not
the
even in
league
the
in
league no more.
years. He ain't been in the league for years.
Why? I don't get it. He don't play ball anymore.
Didn't he retire?
They
Years
ain't
ago.
take him off their list or something. But that's off topic.
The
That's
NFL.
off topic. That's off
And you
topic.
see how the NBA kicking their ass right.
But I
Hey,
think
bro,
I'm just saying, look, they got Chris Jones below Ty Gurley. What y'all think about that?
Todd Gurley shouldn't be on the list.
thank you.
He can't finish the
That
season.
one, That's the
I had to
biggest
go.
fuck up.
I had to go back and look at the numbers. He had, I want to say, 1,100 yards total and about 10 touchdowns, which is much better than I thought he did. But he wasn't better than Josh Jacobs last year. The injuries, like, there's a lot of players I put on that list before him, and I can name 2 of them in Green Bay. But
Oh man, I'm just saying them knees. He got the OJ knees when he killed Nicole. I'm just saying them knees are shot.
he got them Forrest Gump. He got them Forrest Gump legs.
We know OJ did it. I'm just saying, them knees are done. And you got him 51 over Chris Jones. How? How is even Chris Jones even in the 50s?
So one of the things I saw, I believe the list had Chris Jones as a defensive end, which I don't know how much of a difference that even makes. But as far as D tackles go, I mean, it's him and Aaron Donald are top 2.
Now they got him as D tackle on the list. I'm looking.
Yeah, him and
they
Aaron
got
Donald are
Darius
top
Leonard
2,
over
hands down.
And that part is true, but the reason Chris Jones is so low was the time that he missed this season. Now he came back at the end of the season and gave that Chiefs defense a spark that they needed. And I agree, he is definitely the second best D tackle, but they definitely counted against him for the injuries and time he missed. But Ty Gurley being on the list, and especially being 51, is definitely disrespectful. And you already know how I feel about Devontae Adams. He's easily the number 4 receiver in the league. There's no fucking way he should be down here in the 50s behind the likes of Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, and shit like that. That's disrespectful as fuck. And you know,
no, Amari Cooper is 48. So Amari Cooper's over him.
Yeah, so
they got Amari Cooper at 48.
Man, Devontae Adams should have been in the 20s, man, easily. He should have been in the 20s. He should have been up there where Mike Evans at. He shouldn't have been no fucking 57. That's
when
I look at the pure talent, Devontae Adams is above both of those guys. He's better than Diggs. He's better than Thielen. He's better than Mike Evans and Godwin. He's better than all of them. But I mean, I guess they have to just be using that injury against them to create that narrative. And then I see a lot of people they knock him because he has Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. Yeah, I mean, he did his thing.
Aaron Rodgers ain't even Aaron Rodgers no more.
He's not.
But at 49, they have Amari Cooper, another Packer, Darius Smith. Then they got Tre'Davious White, Dak Prescott, J.J. Watt, Mark Ingram, Jimmy G, Alvin Kamara, Jadeveon Clowney, and Danielle Hunter. Thoughts on this one?
When you throw 8 passes in the NFC Championship game, you don't need to be on the list.
Say that one more time so we can go back to my argument about 68.
When you throw 8 passes in the NFC Championship game, you don't need to be on the list.
All right.
Although that says a lot about our defense.
I'm not gonna touch that part.
You know? Actually, above the Darius Smith.
It's because I love the way Darius Smith balled out that shit. I love that. But I'm glad we're here because the biggest one in this group is number 47. He was by far the second best cornerback in the league last season. For him to be 47 behind the likes of Crybaby Ramsey and shit like that is just beyond me. Outside of Stephon Gilmore, there was not no other cornerback in the league that was as good as Tre'Davious White. He should have definitely been a top 20 player.
I agree. I want to say.
I think about Dakota.
He had a very good season. Prescott had a good season. I'll put him right where he was.
Dakota.
Hey, he cool where he at. Tre'Davious White shouldn't be right behind him, no?
Man, I'm just looking at it. J.J. Watt. What y'all think about J.J. Watt at 45?
I would switch him and Smith. I would switch him. So Darius Smith had a better season. J.J. Watt missed time. The only reason I don't even see why they're giving him the credit of being in the 40s outside of his name being J.J. Watt. I don't get it.
J.J. Watt haven't been J.J. Watt in like 3 years.
Yeah, I saw him twice last year. He had no impact in none of the games we played.
And then I would put him where Myles Garrett is. I'll put him at 80 based on the season last year.
So since we based all seasons last year, you know I'm gonna talk about 42.
I'm glad.
I'm glad.
I'm glad that the
Oh yeah, that was
I'm glad the top 100 at least had. You want me to go?
What you say, B?
I was gonna say I'm glad that the top 100 at least had T.J. Watt over J.J. Watt after last year. I'm glad they at least got that right. Because Madden fucked that up. Madden fucked that up.
But you want to know about 42. Okay, let me tell you about 42. Before the ankle injury, he would have been in the top 20. After the ankle injury, because he was destroying when Drew went out with that thumb injury, Kamara destroyed the Seahawks by himself. And he went on a tear, and then he got that ankle hurt. Then he was done for the rest of the season. So I think he should go down to about 60 off his season last year. It wasn't as great, but he had a promise to be in the 20s if he'd have never got hurt. Injury, so he never was the same.
So he was better than Mark Ingram last year?
No, not last year. That's why I said I'll drop him to 60s, in the 60s. I would drop him to 68. I would drop him to 68.
And I'll be honest, coming into last year, I was sold on Kamara. I thought he was gonna be the best running back in the league coming into this year. I had him over Barkley, McCaffrey.
Got hurt.
So
over Henry.
Stop it, bro.
I'm telling you the ankle injury. He can be the best running back in the league when he's not hurt.
Salute the king.
Because he can kill you in multiple ways.
Salute the king, man.
This last year, they thought of him as the best running back in the damn league.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen Henry catch a pass beyond the line of scrimmage in his career.
That's not what we're using for. Now, don't get me wrong. He takes screen passes to the house.
Henry to the left, Henry to the right.
He takes screens to the house too, now.
Yeah, he'll take a screen, but I ain't seen him catch that beyond the line.
Hey, bro, listen, man. Look. We know what Albright is, but
I believe Mark Ingram should be over Kamara.
Running those 10-yard outs and shit. Fuck that, man. Look, if we gonna throw the ball, come on, refs. Because we're gonna get to you 25 more times. Come on the sideline and talk to
I'm just saying. I believe he but you're right though. Ingram is better than Kamara last year. Oh yeah.
Hey, bro,
and he missed Ingram dearly last year. And if you want to take him off the list, you got to put another Saints running back on the list who was toting the rock, Latavius Murray.
Hey, believe it or not, I liked him last year, and I'm glad y'all didn't feed him against the Vikings because that's the reason y'all lost that game.
Yeah, we did. That's the reason. That's the huge reason. No, number 9 is another reason. Or 12, I should say, on this list.
That's your quarterback.
But we're going to go to 39 and Danielle Hunter at 40 is another big reason why we lost.
Ooh. Yeah, he should be.
But 39, Tyron, the Honey Badger. What you think about Tyrann Mathieu at 39?
I think that's a good spot for him.
I'm not against that one at all.
Okay, then they got Godwin. at 38, Jalen Ramsey at 37, Nick Chubb at 36, Minka Fitzpatrick at 35, Joey Bosa at 34, another Packer, Aaron Jones at 33, Shaquille Barrett at 32, Saquon Barkley at 31, and Mike Evans at 30. So, what y'all
Let's start
think
off.
about those who stood out in those number of people?
Let's talk about those running backs. Let's get it. Nick Chubb and Saquon Barkley should switch places.
Okay, the running back.
They should switch places. At the end of the day, Nick Chubb
Who do you switch places?
If them two should
Nick
switch
Chubb
places,
and
if them
Saquon
two should
Barkley.
switch places, then Aaron Jones was over both of them.
You think Aaron Jones better than Chubb last year?
Yes.
Well, hold on.
19
I'm
touchdowns.
sorry. I know why you say that. Let me clarify my position.
You see the back in the
Aaron Jones
background.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying because I've been humble about everything on this list so far. But man, he had 1,500 yards, 19 touchdowns. I think Chubb had like 1,600 and like 13 touchdowns. So it's not like I'm saying he's dramatically better, but I could see if you're gonna have Chubb, if you're gonna have Chubb and you're gonna have Barkley at the 30 range, I think Jones should have been around 25 then if that's the case.
Well,
okay, so he got it Jones, Chubb, and Barkley.
Let's keep it 100 on Barkley. Barkley should not be in the top 50 based on his numbers last season. His production wasn't there because the team wasn't good. Let's go ahead and keep it 100. Now, the only reason I put Chubb over Jones was the supporting cast. Because in the hindsight, when they built that team, Chubb was built in to be the third wheel behind Landry and Beckham. But Chubb outshined everybody and actually put them on his back and carried that offense, even with them bringing in Kareem Hunt to take touches away from him. Now, Aaron Jones was that guy last year. I salute his season. I just give Chubb a little bit.
He helped me win one of my fantasy.
Yeah, they halfway rolled Chubb.
I just look at it as if Jones didn't have that season that he had last year, Aaron Rodgers' numbers are higher. But Jones put the offense on his back. Even when Devontae Adams was out, Jones was our number 2 receiver last year.
Versatile back.
I think you know if you're what's it?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying if he don't do what he do last year, y'all don't win as many games with Aaron Rodgers just throwing the ball. That wasn't y'all formula. So I definitely agree that his impact was up there. He was easily a top 5 running back last year.
I just got something to say. No Giant should be in the 30s. Call your brother for that one, Nasty. No Giant should be in the 30s. None of them.
Fuck your head up.
None of them should be in the 30s. That's hot garbage.
Now, what I will say,
68, bro.
What I will say though is Barkley definitely has the potential to be top 3 running back in this league.
He don't have a line.
He don't have a line. Daniel Jones, once he develops a little more, that receiver core develops a little more, then maybe it'll be a different story. But
what about Jalen Ramsey?
I mean,
what y'all think about Jalen Ramsey at 37?
Bro, he wasn't. To me, I don't care what nobody said. He wasn't a top 5 cornerback last year. Jalen Ramsey is way too high. He should have been in the 70s or the 60s last season. It was a big drop off in his production. I don't know if you want to place it on the trade or getting comfortable in LA or whatever it was, but he wasn't the Jalen Ramsey he was in Jacksonville. He should have been in the 60s and 70s.
That's another one fighting demons.
So
I'm gonna say that's another one fighting demons. So
I can say the man's sassy, man. He's sassy. He all right, man.
He kind of sassy, man. So I'm just saying, you know, them F's kind of moist. He got a moist way of talking, bro. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's another one fighting demons, bro. Like, so.
What I can say,
do as he did in Jacksonville. He need to be lower.
I think the reason for his drop off is not necessarily. It's partly because of the trade. is the pass rush is not the same as he had when he was in Jacksonville. I 100% believe that DBs are made to look better if you have a good pass rush, which is like Chris Harris and Akeem Talib looked so amazing in Denver when they had Von Miller rushing. I know Aaron Donald is still in the league. He's still the best D lineman in the league, but outside of that, I mean, Clay Matthews missed half the year. It just
Dante
they just
Fowler had a
didn't
good
have.
season last year.
Decent.
I just
His buddy from
I don't I
Jacksonville.
don't I don't think it was the same as when Jacksonville they had Ngakoue, they had Calais Campbell and Miles Jack and them putting on that pressure. Like that was a different animal out there. I mean, they led Blake Bortles to AFC Championship game.
Oh God, that's almost worse than Tannehill. That's
That's worse than
almost worse
68.
than Tannehill.
That's worse than 68.
I think that is worse than Tannehill.
Before
Good.
we move on for the next segment, the only other thing standing out in that group, Minka Fitzpatrick.
That's what I was about to say.
He should definitely be high.
Minka Fitzpatrick, definitely.
So
The Steelers team was sinking without Big Ben, and he came. They made that trade, and that defense just looked like they were a whole nother team, man. So I definitely had him in the 20s.
So to add on to that, earlier you said Harrison Smith was a top 3 safety. I think I would put Minka Fitzpatrick ahead of him.
That's true. So when you look at the top 3 safeties from last year, I don't care if you say I'm biased. Kevin Byard, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Who didn't make the list?
Say, bro, the list is biased. They put 68 on the list. 68 on the list, man. You're not going to tell me 68 had more impact than
I agree with that too because, like, I'm gonna be honest, like it might sound biased to y'all, but Kenny Clark, easily a top 5 defensive tackle in the league.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Yeah,
he should have been over Buckner. He should have been over Buckner. He should have been over Grady Jarrett. He should have been over Jarrell Casey.
But the reason Buckner got the ranking he got was because he played the role he played in keeping those guys one-on-one on the edge. Now, I'm not saying that Buckner was better, but that's why they ranked him. That's why they ranked him what he did. But I think Clark was a better player, though. Kenny Clark had more of an impact.
And he's only, I think, 22 now.
Well, Clark should have been on the list. Clark and Bayard should have took 58 and 68 position. That's Kirk Cousins and Tannehill. Them two should be off the damn list. I'm still pretty pissed off about that. And they could take 51 too. Ty Gurley can get his ass off the list too. Because
you know what?
This list is all over the place.
And I haven't even gave y'all my biggest complaint yet.
Oh no, I got a big one coming up too that's gonna shock you.
No. I know yours.
Let's go to
Jair Alexander should have been on that list.
Oh, damn. He sure isn't on the list.
So
no question about it.
Let me ask you this, right? Because he was clearly better than Darius Slay last year. That part is not even debatable. You put him on the list, where would you rank him?
I think for his first year, I wouldn't put him no higher than 75. But
I'll put him on at 68. Tell you that. That's the ranking that we going by. Understand? That's the ranking we going by, and that's the talent level at 68. I'll definitely put him at. I'll put him over Tannehill.
Honestly, I think
I'm sorry, man. I can't get over that.
I think he had every bit as good of a season.
I'll definitely put him at 58.
As Logan Ryan.
Now,
I'm like, I think Humphreys had a better season, much better season than Jair. But I think Jair was right there with Logan Ryan's season. So
yeah, well, y'all asked Jair to do more. Well, we played Logan primarily in the slot, so we asked him to do a lot of slot receivers, and we blitz him a lot. The only reason I put Logan over Jair was the turnovers, because Logan took the ball away for us. But
that's the only thing that he needs to work on is forcing them turnovers. He'll lead the league in pass deflections every year, but
But
He
this new age of DB do not find the ball. They only worry about making sure the receiver don't catch it. They don't want to take it and run with it. They just want to make sure the other receiver don't catch it. Which is why I'm still pissed off that Bayard, who led the league in interceptions, is not up here. It's disrespectful.
Well,
100% agree.
let's go to this next batch of people from 30 to 20. And they got some more lightning rods that y'all gonna want to talk about. At 30, Mike Evans. 29, Quentin Nelson. 28, Richard Sherman. 27, Jamal Adams. 26, Ron Miller. 25, TJ Watt. 24, Zeke. 23, Cam Jordan. 22, Tyreek Hill. 21, Delvin Cook. And number 20, Deshaun Watson. Thoughts?
Why is Von up there?
About to go there too.
Here's the thing about
Not that high.
Not
Correct.
that high.
Not that high.
Because the production was down, but Vine was getting doubled and triple teamed all season. So he's mainly up there because of reputation. So I agree with him in the top 100, but he should have been closer to 50.
I think he should be where JJ Watt is.
45. Perfect.
And JJ Watt should be, yeah, he should definitely be closer to 50.
Yep.
But let's not walk past the elephant in the room here. Jamal Adams at 27.
I knew he was going to it.
Like, no, bro, because I want you to how in what world was he the best safety in the league last year? Like help me help me understand this. This dude cannot cover a fucking bed.
He's a linebacker.
He's a linebacker pretending to be a safety. How the fuck was he the best safety?
He Troy Polamalu. I'm gonna be real with you.
No.
Without instincts.
Hell no.
He Troy Polamalu without instincts. I say without instincts. I caught myself.
He Mark Barron. No, he ain't Polamalu. He Mark Barron.
Damn, he that bad?
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
You name me one game.
Damn, he a little better than Barron, bro.
Name me one game last season where Jamal Adams had the impact where he dictated and dominated the game.
Well, the Jets sucked ass, so we can't really
it don't matter.
go on any footage.
I'll be honest with you. I never watched the Jets game outside of when we're whooping on them.
Okay, so all right, let's put it this way.
I watched they play the Cowboys and they beat the Cowboys, but he didn't impact that game though.
All right, well, let me rephrase the question then. Since none of us
he didn't impact that game though.
Name me one sports center where you seen highlights of Jamal Adams making plays that weren't him being 27.
I can say he got a hell of a Twitter account. That's all I see on ESPN from Jamal Adams.
Hey, bro,
he's the president of Twitter.
Hey, bro,
I'll tell you this though. Next year, he gonna be right there, and he gonna earn it for next year. And that Seattle defense, he gonna earn that spot.
He's no Earl Thomas.
He can't come.
He's no Earl Thomas.
He don't have to be Earl Thomas. He's gonna be Cam Chancellor.
Okay, so I'm glad you said this, and I want to talk to you.
Would you put Cam Chancellor that high?
The first Cardinals Seahawks game next season, because at least Cam Chancellor, he was a hitter, but he covered. Jamal Adams don't do that. Jamal Adams is a fucking Mark Barron. You got to put him at linebacker. And don't have him cover no tight ends or no backs coming out the backfield because he won't be there. At the end of the day, he should not even be on this fucking list based on what he did last year. He was supposed to be the leader of that fucking defense, and he was not there. Irrelevant last season. 27, the best safety in the game? No way he's better than Fitzpatrick, Tyrann Mathieu, Harrison Smith, fucking Kevin Byard, Justin Simmons. I can name 6 safeties right off the back. That's not even counting Earl Thomas. That was better than him last year. He do not belong on this list.
I think Earl Thomas lost his spot.
You know the one that got me pissed off. The one that got me pissed off is at number 20. Number 20. The lead blocker. That's funny. He's the number one lead blocker. But number 20 really pissed me off because the Deshaun Watson is looked at as a top 3, 4 quarterback. He is looked like that. They're talking about this new group of quarterbacks, and he's in that same breath. And I'm sorry, I'm a Saints fan, but Drew Brees is right now is not better than Deshaun Watson. Right now, you tell me to take a team, I'm taking Deshaun Watson.
I can say the same
over
thing
Drew Brees
with,
right now.
I can say the same thing with Aaron Rodgers.
And that's true. And
that's
the next thing we can't walk past, because there's a lot in these 20s that needs to be talked about. Let's talk about this 24, because I know Brandon is definitely going to agree with me on this one, but I'm putting Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb above Ezekiel Elliott from last season.
Correct. Facts. Over last season? Facts.
So how is he
not overall?
I think overall,
season,
obviously, overall Zeke is the better player. Better season. Yeah, Aaron Jones was better, but Zeke did that without having an off season.
Right, he was in cowboy and shit, huh?
I mean, I understand he did that without an off season. That part is cool, but at the end of the day, he put on film what he put on film, and what Aaron Jones put on film and what Nick Chubb put on film was much better last season. So I had Ezekiel Elliott as the 7th or 8th running back last season. So 24 is a bit high for me.
I'm not gonna let you moonwalk past.
You know I was gonna bring it up, bro.
I'm not gonna let you moonwalk past 23. 23. I'm not gonna let you moonwalk past 23.
I wasn't, man, because
Cam Jordan.
I don't give
Cam Jordan is too low. Cam Jordan too low.
Definitely should have been top 15.
He's still handling picks over game.
He should be in the 10 to 15 range.
Yeah, him and Drew should have switched.
I would allow that.
That's fair.
Like he took over that Falcons game. He got 4 sacks. I'm like, and he's getting double teamed every rip. He's getting double teamed. So he's beating people. He's getting sacks. He's getting tackled for losses. Why isn't he? I'm like, why is he like below Drew Brees?
I mean, I won't say this out loud, but he was easily the top 5 defensive player last year, if not top 3. So to have him that low just don't sit right with me. I'd had him 11. I'd had him 12 or 13. Him and Drew should have definitely switched. He definitely should have. He should definitely be high.
And then I definitely would have dropped Dalvin Cook. He didn't. He didn't do as much as Aaron Jones to me. He got hurt, and then Aaron Jones to me was a better back last year than Dalvin Cook. To me, last year Aaron Jones was. So, did you make a case for Aaron Jones being over Dalvin Cook at 21?
I mean, that one is way more debatable.
I would say if you drop Cook to the 25 to 30 range, and then we're like, all right, Jones over Cook, fine. But I don't think Jones really has the argument to be in the top 20.
Well, he technically wouldn't be in the top 20. He'd be one out the spot like Cook is. But number 20 should be like number 5. So this list starts to get kind of murky after this. So we're gonna get into so we don't run out of time. We're gonna get to 19 to 1. This is supposed to be the elite of the elite here. So we're gonna see what the players start. Number 19, Khalil Mack. Number 18, Travis Kelce. 17, Nick Bosa. 16, Aaron Rodgers. 15, Chandler Jones. 14, Tom Brady. 13, Bobby Wagner. Number 12, Drew Brees. Number 11, Julio Jones. And number 10, the King, Derrick Henry. So out of that, 10, what y'all think?
I just want to say, what NFL were these players watching where they thought Tom Brady was a top 20 player?
Thank you.
That
one right there.
And not only that, but Cameron Jordan was better than every defensive end that you just named. Bosa and Chandler Jones winning the sack title was cool, but he didn't have the impact Cameron Jordan had. They should have definitely been below him.
And if I'm being real, Zadarius Smith had a better season than Khalil Mack.
That's true.
Yeah. Khalil Mack, the Bears defense wasn't even the Bears defense because the Saints with Teddy Bridgewater put 40 on him.
Hey, bro,
Drop 40 on him.
I'm
with Teddy not throwing the ball. They ran down the throat.
Go past that number 10 either. That number 10 should have been higher.
Number 10?
Should have been higher.
Don't get to number 10, bro. But let me torch number 12. Can I torch number 12?
That's slow.
There you go. The reason why we're not hoisting another Super Bowl is number 12. Okay, and y'all know him, number 9, Drew Brees. His backup went 5-0. His backup. So that let me know that the system is working at the quarterback. Because if you, that man, know where your backup gonna go 5-0. The team gonna miss you. The team actually played better with him out. Then he go pull his any given Sunday Captain Rooney crap and took Teddy Bridgewater out. We started playing all soft. That's why I called him Captain Rooney. And like I've been off the Drew Brees train for 3 years. And what happened to us every for the last 3 years, what has happened to us? In the Minnesota Miracle, we had them no call, and now we had then we had another Minnesota damn miracle. So it's like the last 3 years, I've been looking for an heir apparent, and I think Drew Brees 25 range, maybe 30, just because his reputation, he can get 30. But that arm strength is gone. He can't throw the ball past 30 yards. He tried it in the playoff game. It was a pick. He fumbled the ball. No. Same with Tom Brady. Same with Tom freaking Brady. His last thing was a pick 6. So these 40-year-old quarterbacks need to get their ass, screw the 20s. I'm going to go down and get their ass back to the 40. Need to go at their age.
Now, what I will say, what I will say is I would bump Aaron Rodgers down to 20. I would swap him and Deshaun Watson because the thing with Rodgers is I feel like since them broken collarbones, he lost a lot of his accuracy. There's a lot of times they want to blame the receivers, but I've seen numerous times in the last 2 years where he tries to throw that deep ball and he's underthrowing it. And now Devontae Adams or MVS, they have to break their stride to try and catch this ball that's a little underthrown. And that's the difference between a touchdown or an incompletion.
And that's a fact, and that I 100% agree with. But before we move on, Brandon, wasn't you that posted earlier saying Drew Brees completed one pass that traveled 35 yards in the air in what it was 5 seasons or some shit?
I think it's there since 2017.
I've been saying this. Yes, I've been saying this, bro. It's not like I have not been saying it.
I would expect that number from Tom Brady.
I've been saying this.
Hey, and Tom Brady don't throw the ball. He don't have the receivers go down the field. But Drew don't have.
He does now.
Oh yeah.
Like I need my Saints fans to listen. My Saints fans, look, I know what he did for us for Katrina. But that was damn 15 years ago, almost, man. No, it's over, man.
Peyton did that. He didn't do that. Get Peyton.
Well, I'm just saying. And then in 2009, that was 10 years ago, man. Listen, his time has passed, bro. We need to look for heir apparent. Hopefully, James Winston got his eyes fixed, and he could do it. He threw 5,000 yards with no blind. I'm just saying, bro. He threw for 5,000 yards blind.
I know y'all got plenty of crab legs out there for him, so I think he'll be all right.
Really, he ain't got to steal them out here.
Yeah, he
You
got to
ain't
worry
got to
about
steal
that.
them.
Look at the whole crowds out here.
You ain't got to steal them out here.
Oh man.
Okay,
Hey, bro.
let's go talk about number 10. Well, no, I'm gonna give you your guy his credit. Number 10, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, yes. Derrick Henry should have been top 10. Well, he is top 10, so he should be like 8, 7, 8. I'm
6.
just saying.
6.
You gonna give him 6?
Derrick Henry should have been number 6 last year. His
6.
impact was unmatched last season. He carried us by his goddamn self last year.
Because y'all a bunch of bums.
Back and brought us to the AFC Championship game. 10 behind Christian McCaffrey, who had
hold on. But before you continue, I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt you. You said with a bunch of bums, but I think AJ Brown is very good.
AJ Brown is
okay.
AJ Brown will be on this list.
Like
AJ Brown will be on this list in the next year or two.
Yeah, okay. I give you one stud, and the rest is a bunch of bums.
So hold on.
You can go ahead with that.
Now, AJ Brown is good, but he's good. Why?
Because Tannehill does.
Oh man, this dude here.
Man,
listen,
no, you can't say that with a straight face. Oh man, Tannehill is garbage.
Anything on
First of all, Tannehill played wide receiver in college. You got a wide receiver as the quarterback.
Hey, bro, I don't have a quarterback, so I don't hear you right now. But anyway, AJ Brown was good because they saw one-on-one coverage because of what Derrick Henry was doing. How many running backs have you ever seen run through 8 in the box the way Derrick Henry did? Derrick Henry should have been number 6 last year. You have never seen a running back.
Nobody.
When you line up and you know you got 8 in the box, the whole world you know you running, the defense know you running, and half the time they know we running to the left, and it still don't matter. Derrick Henry should have been number 6, man. He did some shit.
Well, he is like what?
When the fuck
He's a monster.
When you ever seen a safety become a lead blocker? Come on, man. You got to give the man his credit, man. Derrick Henry should have been number 6, man.
Oh man, you gonna leave Earl Thomas alone, bro.
The last time I seen a lead blocker as the safety was on the Beastquake. That's the last time.
You're gonna take the shot. You're gonna take the shot at Jabari Grill, huh? That was a corner, not a safety.
Hey,
Jabari Grill was a corner. He was like ass.
I don't care what he
and then Jabari Grill
he was on the ground.
Oh man. Hey, bro. But that's my piece, man. He should have been number 6, bro.
I'm gonna have to mute Brandon on that one, bro. That hurt.
Oh,
hey, he got the Cardinals on one too.
Oh yeah. But the Cardinals,
he did the same thing. He did the same thing to Patrick Peterson. He turned his ass into a lead blocker.
Patrick Peterson ain't want no part of that shit.
So we gonna go with number 9. That's Stephon Gilmore. Then they got D Hop at 8, George Kittle at 7, Christian McCaffrey at 6, Michael Thomas at 5, Pat Mahomes at 4, Aaron Donald at 3, Russell Wilson at 2, Lamar Jackson at 1. All right,
hey, bro.
So I'll start this off. I'll start this part off real quick. Pat Mahomes is the best player in the league, but I understand why they have Lamar number 1 because of his knee injury.
No, that's not why. Lamar Jackson was number 1 because his regular season was must-see TV. Now, I love Patrick Mahomes. He's by far the best quarterback in the league. But what Lamar Jackson did last season during the regular season,
best player. He ain't the best quarterback. He's the best damn player. If you start the team right now, you got the number 1 draft pick. Who are you picking?
Mahomes. There's not even a question.
You're not picking no damn Derrick Henry over no Pat Mahomes. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Derrick Henry ain't going first round.
That's the problem. He didn't go first round. We took him.
Running backs are not. This is not fantasy, bro.
I don't.
I'm saying.
Have you ever seen me take a running back first round in fantasy?
I'm just telling you straight up. Pat Mahomes, if he didn't get hurt, would have been the MVP.
Okay, but he didn't get hurt, and Lamar Jackson put on a show never seen before. That's why he's number one.
We seen Mike Dick. We seen Mike Dick.
I ain't gonna even give you number one. But Russell Wilson over Pat Mahomes?
Yes.
He might have a prettier girlfriend than Pat Mahomes, but he ain't no better player than Pat Mahomes.
Hey, bro. You got to remember, Russell Wilson.
He might be stepdad in the year, but he ain't number two.
What I can say
right,
about Wilson. What I can say about Wilson though is he's consistent every year. And the crazy thing about him is he's never had an MVP vote in his career.
And it makes no sense. Russell Wilson did all that with no offensive line last year. They can't pass block to save their fucking life.
I'm telling you,
he made all that happen. So I understand.
But I'm telling you,
number two.
But he can't be number two. He can't be over Pat Mahomes.
It's just because of the injury. If it wasn't for the injury, it would be Mahomes, Lamar, Wilson, top three in that order. But because of the injury,
I don't know if you put Mahomes over Lamar.
Over who?
Lamar.
I think Mahomes would have had more than 40 touchdowns last year if he didn't get hurt.
How many did Lamar have?
About 40, 42, somewhere in there. Total? He had 36 passes.
You're talking about rushing and 36, not throwing.
Yeah. I think he had about 36 passes.
I think he had at least 50. And didn't he run for 1,000 yards too?
He didn't have 50.
I'm just telling you. Pat Mahomes threw for 50 the year before when he was healthy.
Okay. Yeah. But he didn't finish the season, and Lamar Jackson, first quarterback to go over 3,000 and rush for 1,000 on top of that.
And that's why I said what I said.
Okay, we're giving Lamar one. I can't give
Mahomes
Russ two. I can't give Russ two.
No. Russ 2 is not the problem with that top five. Now, Aaron Donald is by far the best defensive lineman in the league, but his number didn't warrant him being number 3. Now that's what the discrepancy in the top 5 come in at. You move Aaron Donald down because at the end of the day, Stephon Gilmore was the best defensive player.
He can go to
but but the same thing.
Go to 6.
The same thing that you said earlier about Cam Jordan, or not Cam Jordan. You were talking about Von Miller getting doubled and tripled on every single play. That's Aaron Donald, and he's still putting up double-digit sacks.
And that's always been Aaron Donald, and that's why I'm not mad with him being top 10 because the dude is by far the best defensive lineman. But let's be 100 now. What Stephon Gilmore did, we haven't seen that since prime Revis, prime Deion Sanders. Stephon
Defensive Player of the Year, Charles Woodson.
He went every down against the other team's best receiver. That got to count for something in a pass-happy league right now, and to shut just about everybody down. Like the reason the Patriots lost in the playoffs wasn't because of defense. Fuck, we only threw 73 yards.
Well, y'all got Ryan Tannehill, so we.
Man, look, bro, we passed him. Leave him where he at. He shouldn't be on the list already. He left that long time ago, bro.
And this was relevant to what you were saying that y'all got Ryan Tannehill, so it's not like y'all got Peyton Manning back there, bro.
Say, bro, listen, man. It don't matter who's back there. We wasn't throwing the fucking ball on the people. We couldn't. We had a horses to do it. We had to be.
I think Christian McCaffrey is too high myself, though.
He should have been number 10.
That's why I say he needs to be out of the top 10.
I'd put him number 10.
The team. I said no, because his yards didn't contribute to wins. Shit.
I mean,
they didn't contribute to wins.
So I want to ask a question then. His yards didn't contribute to the wins. How close does that put Aaron Jones to him then? because he had the same amount of touchdowns, 1,500 yards, and he went 13-3, and he carried us for most of the year.
And I will put him. I will put him as the best running back last year. Besides Henry, is it him and Henry? Well, like they yards contribute to wins. See, Christian McCaffrey, I had him on my fantasy team. He'll suck into the fourth quarter, like when the game is out of reach, and then he get these empty yards, and that makes his numbers look better. So it's not impactful.
He'll get 8 catches. He'll get 8 catches for 80 yards.
Yeah, he'll get 8 catches all in the fourth quarter.
So that's why he definitely shouldn't have been.
I'm like Henry. I could see Henry being number 6, like you said. Henry could be number 6, or even top 5. Even by bumping out my boy Michael Thomas, bro. That's my boy. But even bumping him out,
your boy number 7.
Put Henry in the captain spot.
Top 5. He broke records. He broke a record on y'all, by the way.
Man, shut up, man.
Y'all know that Jay-Z gift?
He was the best receiver last year. If you go by the numbers, he was the best receiver last year, so they had to put him top 5.
Okay, but even with that, I still.
You're gonna say Lamar Jackson is number 1. You gotta say Michael Thomas top 5.
No, you don't.
Really going by numbers, right?
Where did Josh Gordon come in the year that he put up 1,700?
That's a good question.
But I don't think he caught as many passes. I don't think he caught as many passes though.
Hey, his quarterback wasn't even as good as Teddy Bridgewater.
He was going down the field. He wasn't running 10-yard routes.
I'm just saying when Teddy was in there, he got that record because Teddy was only looking at Michael Thomas left, Michael Thomas to the right. It was only going to Michael Thomas when he was running the ball.
Hey, and then after 5 completions, the MT, then he'd look for Jared Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go back to MT. Hey, bro, so I'm just saying. I'm saying he'd have had more catches than Bridgewater would have stayed the quarterback. He might have had a record that could never be broken if he'd have had Teddy Bridgewater the quarterback.
So let me ask you this then, because you're a Saints fan. I know you biased, but you really think Michael Thomas was better than Derrick Henry last year?
Yeah. Now, if you talk about in the regular season, yeah, in the regular season. Now, playoffs, I don't know what Derrick Henry turned on in the playoffs, but he was another beast in the playoffs.
But
different animal in the playoffs.
He was doing
Derrick Henry went LeBron in the playoffs.
Yeah, he went.
No.
He was good in the regular season.
He went
Derrick Henry
30 on him.
He was great at the end of the regular season. Was carried over to the playoffs when he went amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you can't get it. Michael Thomas was great from game 1 to the game 17, bro.
Bro, first of all, no, he wasn't. Them 5-yard last routes. If that was the case, why he let Xavier Rhodes down in the playoffs?
100 yards damn near every game, bro.
This is what I say about Mike Thomas. This is what I say. Because I disagree with you on the slant routes. He averages about 15 yards a catch last year.
Run at the
Mike Thomas does everything. Mike Thomas. No, his average yards per catch is 15. But I'm saying Mike Thomas does everything.
Slant, though. He go across that middle. He played like Michael Irvin. He plays just like Michael Irvin, bro.
I seen Mike Thomas get folded like a lawn chair. I seen him get folded like a lawn chair running a 10-yard in route over the middle and held on to it. And that's when I was like,
how many yards?
I was like, Mike Thomas.
How many yards?
I mean, I'm giving an example of one play.
I know. Listen, I agree. As much as I hate to say it out loud, he was the best receiver last season. I'm cool with that. But as far as impact and being a better player than Derrick Henry was last season, I don't buy that.
Okay, when Mariota was the quarterback, right? What was Derrick Henry's impact?
Watch this. How many carries did he
We
give Mariota?
talking from game one.
Okay,
we talking about no. From game one. Because Mike Thomas was balling from game one until he got knocked out the playoffs. He was balling.
Before week 6,
it's not our fault.
How many times did Derrick Henry get 20 touches a game?
Fault. So you had 6 weeks.
No.
So you had 6 weeks off, right? Mike Thomas was balling in those 6 weeks.
He wasn't off. Bro, listen, bro. You got to remember, the NFL is a business. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen,
it was a business.
I'm trying to tell you. That's why I picked Mike Thomas over him because he had a better regular season than Derrick Henry. Now, if you're talking about postseason, it's not even close.
So, bro, listen.
If you get from week 16, week 14 on, I give it to Derrick Henry. But from the whole regular season, Mike Thomas.
But here's the thing, though. Y'all had other players producing. Y'all didn't have other. We didn't have nobody else carrying. Derrick Henry carried out our whole team.
Name a person that was producing.
You had Kamara and Murray.
Kamara wasn't producing. We already talked about that. Kamara. Okay, I give you Murray. Y'all had AJ Brown. And y'all had AJ Brown.
But why was AJ Brown?
Murray doing what he was doing because they was doubling Michael Thomas.
Because of Michael Thomas.
Murray was doing it because they were in the pass.
Our play action was undefeated because you had to respect Derrick Henry being in the backfield.
We passed to set up the run. Y'all run to set up the pass. We're back.
Bro. At the end of the day, no offensive player that was not a quarterback had more of impact on their team than Derrick Henry.
In the end of the year.
Period. There's a reason we didn't win the game
at the end of the year.
So I'll go back to the
because he wasn't an impact.
I'll go back to the end of the list real quick. AJ Brown and Deebo Samuel both should have been over DK.
Yes, it
did.
AJ
Brown and who?
AJ Brown and Deebo Samuel both should have been over DK.
They definitely should have been over Tannehill. I ain't let that go, bro.
Bro, lead us through where he at, man. We're not talking about him no damn more, man. All right, so AJ got over 1,000 yards.
Should definitely been over Cousins.
AJ Brown got over 1,000 yards last year. What did Deebo finish with?
I think he had around.
I don't think he had 1,000.
I think he was around 800.
See, the problem with Deebo was they ran the ball so much the receivers really didn't shine in Frisco. Now he had a great
season. He ran the ball.
I like his game. They ran the ball so like against y'all.
Man, I watched him torch us twice.
Yes, he did. He tortured him.
On 8 passes?
I am scarred. That first game,
that's my bike pump.
No answers. That first game, we had no answer for him. The second game, they were like, "Yeah, they ain't got no run D anyways. We're gonna run to the left on them every play."
The whole fucking game, bro.
Deebo Samuel taking end arounds for 20 yards on us. Like,
I'm gonna say my boy Pat Mahomes should be top 2. Michael Thomas had a better regular season than Derrick Henry.
He did not.
I'm leaving you.
He did not, bro.
All right. I'm telling you, you just doing what you hate the Saints. You don't want to.
How many Saints players
come to the realization that he took 6 weeks off?
He didn't take 6 weeks off, man.
You did. Now I gave Henry and a couple of Titans players credit, and he didn't have a better regular season because he took 6 weeks off because of Mariota.
Bro, he didn't take 6 weeks off, man. The business was they threw Mariota under the bus because we didn't want to pay him. It ain't had nothing to do with Henry taking weeks off. He was looking for carry. It was the reason we didn't start winning until we started handing the ball off, man. It wasn't his fault.
Man, on that note, y'all got the shout outs.
I do have one thing.
Shout outs.
Before the shout outs, the last 2 times that Aaron Rodgers didn't finish in the top 10s and the top 100, he went on to win the MVP.
It ain't happening this year, so you can cancel that.
Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout.
He ain't doing better than Pat Mahomes. I can tell you that. He's not
It
going
ain't
to
happening
beat
this
Pat
year, buddy.
Mahomes.
Hey, you know what? You never know what can happen in the league. That's why they play the game. But be on the lookout. He
Will
gonna
Pat
be in that.
Mahomes
He gonna
die
be in
and
that
he's
race.
like 500?
He gonna be in that MVP race.
So, man, y'all got these shout outs, man.
Hey, you go first, Brandon. You the guest, man. Get your shout outs out.
Man. Nah, I'm passing on this one. I'm gonna see how y'all do it. Next one, I'll have some shout outs.
Oh man, you know what? I go ahead and kick it off then, man. You know, my first shout out is going to El Dorado, Arkansas. I see y'all in the morning. You know, Nasty got to go out there and put on the softball show for the kids. You know, we're going to hit a few home runs. You know how we do it. And my second shout out to my little nieces and nephews out here terrorizing me for these last few days I've been out here. You know, had to come and see the family. It's always good to spend family time. And once again, also got to always shout out my boy Mo Young, keeping it pumping, bro. I'm loving the energy, loving to see you working. Keep pushing, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep grinding. We're going to get that next level soon. You heard me?
Oh, always, man. Always. You got any more shout out, Brandon? You see how he did
it? Yeah, I'll see how he did it. I'm just giving my shout outs to y'all to start off with, man. Thanks for having me on here. It was great. You know, I'm trying to go into school for this, so I really appreciate y'all giving me that opportunity to try and get some experience with it. So I appreciate y'all for that.
No problem,
man.
Oh,
and I'm glad he said that, Mo. Because look, I'm gonna shout him out again because look, I seen too much green and yellow this show, so it's gonna be all blue next week. Tighten up, you heard me?
Oh Lord.
You know, I had to tactically
As
position
I do
this too.
every time when I do my shout out.
I see it.
Oh, he got all the yellow. You gonna make me pull out my Saint stuff? You're gonna be black and gold up in here. I'm gonna change my background to all Saint stuff. Go ahead.
Man, please don't,
Hey,
bro. I'm gonna
no, because you know he gonna put up a poster behind him. It's gonna have the Minneapolis Miracle on it. If you do that.
Oh no. Two green screens. I'm like this. Now I'm gonna get one from that Titans victory we got last year. We're gonna get one with Michael Thomas record breaking thing on the Titans.
Because y'all game didn't matter. That's why we won in the playoffs when it mattered. Y'all didn't.
Ooh.
Man, y'all had old time Brady. I don't want to hear that. Old ass Tom Brady.
What happened to Ashton Jackson though? He was in the Oh, all right. That's all I want to hear. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we win it when it matters.
Earl Thomas happened. That's what happened. Earl Thomas happened. He got turned. He switched from defense to offense. That's what happened.
He was talking, not us. That was on him.
So, man, like I like to shout out y'all fellas for doing the show, man. And man, like y'all always welcome whenever y'all want to come on and talk y'all shit. I love it, man. Love that people come together and we can talk sports from a fan's point of view. And sometimes that's better than hearing the stuff on ESPN that's watered down and water with. So, man, I appreciate y'all, man. And y'all do numbers every time you Nasty on the show. It do numbers. So I know this one gonna do numbers because I got both of y'all on. Now y'all both know what y'all talking about, man. I'll sit back and listen to y'all most of the time, man. So I appreciate it. Also, man, new mask alert for my lady, man. I got a shout out because she got her business. It's one right here. It glows in the dark and shit. So she's selling these masks, man. I think they like $15, man. Some shit like that. $12, $15, man. They change colors and shit. If you want to buy the shit, have pack of green on, or you want to have Titan blue. You get these masks here. Hey man, shameless plug. Or you can just go all black for the Saints, man. So you know what I'm saying. But man, like I said, I appreciate y'all, man, and we definitely gonna do it again with different topics, not just NFL. I want to see y'all NBA knowledge. Hell, we can even talk about MLB if y'all want to talk about it. So,
I don't want to talk about that. We
man,
ain't playing
until
ball
next
right now.
time, man. There you go. Got a Milwaukee Brewers jersey.
Hey, St. Louis all day, baby. Call the raid down here now.
Boston Red Sox. You know what it is. You know how we doing it, baby.
Steroid town,
Whoa,
man.
Sox.
I talk about that.
Man, I know you ain't talking Mark McGwire, bro.
I ain't seen no failed test from Mark McGwire. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Mark McGwire. Didn't Ryan Braun have one too? Didn't Braun have one back?
Oh yeah.
Didn't he have
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Look, we
We
ain't talking
all
about
got
Ryan
one
Braun.
test.
And Aaron Rodgers vouched for him before he fell. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember all that.
We all going down on that sinking ship. So the next time, fellas, man. It's your boy Moo Young. Got your boy Too Nasty. And my boy Brandon. So holla at y'all later, man.
And we out.